This video will show you how to use the Equipment Maintenance module in Transport Pro. Transport Pro includes a robust equipment maintenance module for asset-based companies. This module allows you to set up and manage your preventative maintenance schedules, part warranties, work and repair orders, as well as pull several reports that help you track things such as downtime and cost per truck. Please note that Transport Pro does not offer or support shop integration or inventory control. It is also important to note that the main safety tractor and trailer records in Transport Pro are separate from the equipment records for those tractors and trailers. If you're going to use the maintenance module in Transport Pro, then the very first thing you will need to do is add your preventative maintenance schedules to the system. To do this, go to Drivers and Equipment, Equipment Maintenance, PM Schedules, add Preventative Maintenance. We'll run through an explanation of fields on this screen. Status. Just like anything else in Transport Pro, if you want to use it, it must be active. So if you want to be able to assign this PM schedule to equipment, then it must be in an active status. You can always come back into this record and edit this PM schedule at any time and mark it as inactive if you don't need to use it any longer. Title. Give the PM schedule a title. This can be whatever you want it to be. This is also what will show in the drop-down menu for you later when we go to assign this PM schedule to a piece of equipment. Description. Enter a description if desired. This is not required. The description will only live here on this PM record for your internal informational purposes. Miles, hours, days. Pick one of these options and set the PM schedule based on miles, hours, or days. For example, if you're setting up a PM schedule for an oil change that is due every 10,000 miles, you would enter 10,000 in the miles field. Advance notice for miles, hours, or days. Based on how you've set the PM schedule interval above, you can also set an advance notice if desired. For example, if you set an oil change PM schedule to be due every 10,000 miles, but would like to receive an advance notice at 8,000 miles, you would enter 8,000 in the advance notice miles field. Note, advanced and past due notices on PM schedules will trigger notifications at the time of dispatch. Available for equipment categories. When you get started with Transport Pro, you'll see two preset options here: default trailer, default tractor. The system comes pre-installed with these equipment options, assuming you're going to be managing your PM schedules for your tractors and trailers. You'll check the equipment type that you'll be using this PM schedule on: tractors, trailers, or both. Now note, if you do have other types of company equipment that you wish to manage preventative maintenance schedules for, such as a forklift, then you can add these equipment types by going to Drivers and Equipment, Equipment Maintenance, Equipment Records, Equipment Categories, and Add Equipment Category. Once added here, you'll see that option when you go to add a new PM schedule. You'll want to repeat this entry process for all of your PM schedules. Once you have added all of your PM schedules to the system, the next step is to assign the schedules to each piece of equipment accordingly. It is important to note that once you have added all of your tractors and trailers to Transport Pro, the system automatically creates a separate equipment record under the maintenance module for those tractors and trailers. So just recall that the main tractor trailer records in Transport Pro, where that safety information lives, those records are technically separate from the equipment records for those tractors and trailers. There's different information being managed on the equipment records. So, to assign your PM schedules, you'll go to Drivers and Equipment, Equipment Maintenance, Equipment Records, Search Equipment. From here, you can use the filters as desired to search for a specific piece of equipment, or just click Search to bring up a list of all equipment records. You'll want to click on the ID of the equipment record you wish to assign your PM schedules to. This opens up the Equipment Summary screen. Scroll down to the Preventative Maintenance Schedule section and click Add PM. A small window will open and prompt you to assign a PM schedule. If you want to monitor this PM, make sure it's in an active status. Select the PM type. These are the PMs you just added in the previous step. Give it a title here if you wish. Check the interval for this PM, and this will show based on how you've set the selected PM. Save the record. Once you click Save, you'll see this PM schedule has been assigned to this piece of equipment. You can then click to add as many different PM schedules as needed for this piece of equipment. Now note, you may notice that upon saving the PM schedules, that the system immediately flags them as past due. This is simply because there is no history in the system of having completed these schedules. So the system just isn't quite sure where to start or where you're at. So what we recommend doing here is recording the last repair order and the last odometer reading you have for that piece of equipment so that we can allow the PM schedules to catch up. And I will cover how to do these things in the next steps. So the next step that we'll talk about is how to record odometer readings. On the equipment summary screen, you'll see a section titled Meters. Now, if you're using a supported ELD provider, we can automatically import the odometer readings for you. You can also manually add or edit odometer readings here on the equipment record. So, depending on how you have your PM intervals set up, the odometer readings become one of two key pieces in driving the PM schedules so that the system knows when to reset the PM schedules. The second key piece in driving your PM schedules is repair orders, which I'm going to cover in one of the next steps. But for odometer readings, if we're pulling in the odometer readings from a supported provider, then you'll see those readings will be displayed here in this meter section. Again, you can always click Add Meter to add a reading or click the edit icon to manage the reading. You're also going to see a section on this equipment summary screen for managing part warranties. You'll see a section here titled Warranty History. If you wish to keep track of part warranties for a piece of equipment, you'll use this section. To add a part warranty, click Add Warranty. A window will open and prompt you to enter the part warranty information. enter the applicable information, and save the record. Once added, you'll see the part warranty information in the warranty history section. From here, you can always add or delete as needed. Note, later on, when it comes time to record a work order on this piece of equipment, the system will look to this part warranty section and alert you if the work you're recording on the work order appears to be under warranty. If you happen to mark on the work order that the part is under warranty, then that work order ID will get tagged here in the warranty history section for your records. So you'd be able to see that when you pull up the equipment record. We'll learn how to add work orders in one of the next steps. The next step in the process is to add repair orders. If you are going to effectively use the maintenance module in Transport Pro, then you must record repair orders for your equipment. A repair order holds several key pieces of information that drive your PM schedules and the reports in the maintenance module. On the equipment summary screen, you'll see a repair orders section. As you start recording repair orders, that information will display in this section for your records. From here, you can always edit or delete a repair order. To add a new repair order for this piece of equipment, click Add Repair Order. Let's run through an explanation of fields on this screen. Yellow fields are required. Status. Select the status of the repair order. Once the repair order has been completed, a user needs to come back into this screen and change the status to completed. This is one of the driving factors for resetting PM schedules. Plus, you'd want the information to be accurate here for your records. Managing Office. By default, your installation of Transport Pro comes pre-installed with one option here, Default. This is just a tag on the record for internal informational purposes and does not drive anything or automate anything. This tag may be helpful if you have several managing offices and you want to track on that repair order the office managing this repair order. If this is something you wish to tag, you or an office administrator can add options to this menu by going to Administration, Manage Site Settings, Manage Lookup Tables. This is managed under the Equipment Locations table. Coordinator. The name of the user adding the repair order will be auto-inserted for you. This is simply to record who is adding the repair order to the system. If you wish to change it for any reason, you can click on the lock icon to clear the field and then tag the desired user. Equipment name. The equipment ID and name will be auto-inserted for you. Incident. If you're using the Claims tab in Transport Pro to record incidents and claims, then you can tag an incident here if needed. This is simply a tag or link that lives on this record for internal informational purposes and does not drive or automate anything. RO type. Tag the reason for the repair order. For example, accident, breakdown, preventative maintenance, etc. Stage. Mark if the piece of equipment is sitting roadside, at the vendor, or en route. Start date. Enter the date you are opening the repair order. The current date will be inserted here for you but you can change it if needed. End date. Once you update the status of this repair order to completed, then you'll need to enter an end date. So note, the start and end date here on the repair order drives the downtime reporting on the equipment. Therefore, if you wish to report on the downtime for your equipment, it is imperative that a user update the status, start, and end dates accordingly. Repair class. Tag this repair order as unscheduled, warranty work, scheduled maintenance, etc. This is for your internal informational purpose only and is not required. Contact. The owner of the piece of equipment will be auto-inserted here for you, assuming you've assigned the owner to that piece of equipment. Otherwise, you may wish to enter the owner or driver for this piece of equipment. Contact number. If the owner has been assigned to this piece of equipment and there's a phone number on file for them, then the phone number will auto-insert here for you. Otherwise, you may wish to enter the driver's contact number. Driver comments. You can record any driver comments here if applicable. Odometer. Enter the current odometer reading. The reading date will be auto-inserted, but you can change it if needed. Preventative maintenance. Any PM schedules that you have assigned to this piece of equipment will show here. Depending on the reason for this repair order, you may or may not check to include these PM schedules on this repair order. For example, maybe a truck is in the shop due to an accident, but while it's in the shop, you're going to take care of some preventative maintenance. If so, check to include those PM schedules. Or maybe the reason for this repair order is simply for preventative maintenance, and we're going to take care of all the preventative maintenance for this piece of equipment. Check the corresponding boxes. Note, checking any PM schedules here on the repair order is also a key piece of information that drives the system to reset the PM schedules. We have to tell the system the work is being done. Once all of the correct information has been entered, click Save Record. The next step I'm going to show you is how to record work orders. If you want to record the vendor that did the work on your equipment, the cost of the work, and the specific work that was done, for example, parts and labor, then you need to add a work order to the system. You cannot add a work order to the system until you have added the repair order. So think of the workflow in Transport Pro as step number 1, add the repair order. Step number 2, add the work order. To add a work order, you need to be on the repair order summary screen. Click Add Work Order. Let's run through an explanation of fields on the work order entry screen. Vendor. Tag the vendor doing the work for you. This is typically a company name or the name of the shop doing the work. You'll notice that this is a field where you need to tag an existing vendor record. You can add equipment vendors to the system by going to Accounting, Accounts Payable, Vendors, Add Vendor. When you add the vendor record here, be sure to check the Available to Equipment module box. Once the vendor record has been added here, you'll be able to select it from the drop-down menu here on the work order. Service date. Enter the date the equipment went into the shop for service. Vendor contact. Enter the contact name of the person doing the work. Vendor phone. Enter a good phone number for the vendor or shop doing the work. Vendor email. Enter a valid email for the person or shop doing the work. Purchased by. Enter the name of the internal employee responsible for paying this vendor. Claim ID. If you are using the Claims tab in Transport Pro to record incidents and claims, then you can tag a claim here. This is just a tag or a link for internal informational purposes only, and it does not drive or automate anything. Billing method. Tag how you are paying this vendor. For example, cash, credit card, etc. Invoice number. Enter the invoice number from the vendor. Payment status. Enter the payment status of this work order. For example, paid, open, etc. If you want to keep track of the payment status on work orders and would like to report on it, be sure a user updates this accordingly. Date paid. Enter the date the invoice to the vendor was paid. When you change the payment status to paid, this field will become required. Payment notes. If there are any notes regarding payment to the vendor that you would like to document, enter those notes here. Technician comments. If there are any technician or shop comments that you would like to document for this work order, enter those here. After you get done filling out the top half of this work order form, you'll need to fill out the line items section below. This section is where you break down the details of the work being done on the equipment, or in other words, where you tag the VMRS codes. This information is typically displayed on the invoice from the vendor. Here, you'll see that you can also record the quantity and cost for the parts and/or labor. If you're not familiar with VMRS codes, these are just universal codes used in the industry and are typically displayed on the invoice you receive from the vendor or shop. You will be prompted here to tag the system, assembly, and component VMRS codes. Again, this just defines the specific work being done. For example, brakes, panel, cab left, etc. Transport Pro comes pre-installed with all of the standard VMRS codes, and there are thousands of them. So if you get to this point and you're not quite sure what to enter here, or you need to look through the codes in Transport Pro to figure out what to enter here, you can review the codes in the system by going to Drivers and Equipment, Equipment Maintenance, VMRS Codes, Search VMRS Codes. You can click Search to bring up a list of all the codes in the system, or you can use the filters to narrow down your search. You can also edit these codes if desired. Once you look over here and find the correct codes, you'll come back to the work order and tag those VMRS codes here in the line items section. Once you tag the VMRS codes, if the system detects that they match any of the part warranties that you've assigned to that piece of equipment, then you'll receive a notification under the existing warranties section above. This notification will also show you if it appears that this code is already tagged on another work order. You can also click the Check Warranties link to review any part warranties you have assigned to this piece of equipment. Next, tag the type for the line item. So for example, part or labor. Enter a description for the line item. Enter a description for the line item if desired. Check if there is no charge or if this part is under warranty. Lastly, enter the quantity and cost as well as the tax. You can add as many line items, or in other words, VMRS codes, as needed to a work order. Once all of the information has been entered, click Save Record. Once you begin utilizing the Equipment Maintenance module in Transport Pro, you can run various searches and pull reports through the Maintenance module. If you need to search for a repair order, you can do that by going to Drivers and Equipment, Equipment Maintenance, Repair Orders, Search Repair Orders. Use any of the desired filters, and then click Search. You can review the information, delete the repair order, or edit the repair order. To open a repair order and review more detail or edit, click on the ID. Same idea for the work orders. To search for an existing work order that you've added to the system, go to Drivers and Equipment, Equipment Maintenance, Work Orders, Search Work Orders. You can use any of the filters as desired, and then click Search. From here, you can review the information, delete the work order, or edit the work order. To open up a work order and review it in more detail, or to edit, click on the ID. There are a couple different reports available through the Equipment Maintenance module. The first is the Repair Orders report, and the second is the Equipment Dashboard. Let's review the Repair Orders report first. Go to Drivers and Equipment, Equipment Maintenance, Reports, Repair Orders. There are several filter options you can use if you want. When you click Get Report, you'll see a breakdown of the repair class analysis and the average cost and downtime of repairs. Again, this information is driven by the data entered on repair and work orders. You'll also notice that this report is exportable to Excel or CSV. To access the Equipment Dashboard, you'll go to Drivers and Equipment, Equipment Maintenance, Equipment Dashboard. This dashboard is a great way for maintenance users to review open repair orders, as well as PM schedules that are coming up due or past due. Depending on what information you want displayed on the dashboard, select the desired report from the drop-down. And that covers the Equipment Maintenance module in Transport Pro. If you have any questions about the Maintenance module, please contact us at support@transportpro.net. Thank you for watching this video.